Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to Play It Loud. I titled my last sojourn on this particular channel A Crusade, because I could see that the Americans, perhaps unsurprisingly, were concentrating very much on their pop and rock groups in order to release them on audiophile pressings. And up until now, I've been fairly comfortable with that. I've got quite a few MoFi UHQRs. I've got a number of audiophile records, and in the main, they're excellent. But they were, up until now, as far as I can see, they were based on records that were very well recorded in the first place. Steely Dan comes to mind. The Eagles come to mind. Paul Simon is another one of these. They were records that started life well and were improved by the audiophile pressings. But since that last YouTube video, I'm starting to get annoyed, which is why this is Crusade 2. I recently was told that this album, ZZ Top's Tres Hombres, is coming out as a UHQR. It'll be something over £200 in this country. Now, this is a great album. Really like it. And there's a lot of really good stuff that ZZ Top has done. But audiophile? This is a three-piece R&B band. I'm sorry. This really doesn't work. When I first saw it, I laughed. I honestly thought it was amusing. But, hey, maybe it'll sell. What annoys me is that this is being done. There's, I think, a Wilco album that's being done, or Uncle Tupelo. Same sort of thing. These are, I don't know, maybe they're huge in the States and I'm missing something, but they certainly don't translate across the pond. And I'd like to present a few that really ought to be taken into account. So if you're listening, Absolute Sounds, MFI, whoever, Speaker's Corner may actually pick it up. I think they're European. Let's start with this. Joe Cocker's first album, and I'm not going to leave it there because on the other side I've got Joe Cocker's second album. Now, the first album in particular is very, very well recorded. Second album, good, but perhaps not so good. Well, let's look at some of these tracks. Feeling All Right, mentioned it in the last one. Fabulous Dave Mason track, Traffic. Bye Bye Blackbird. We're going on, what have we got here? Dylan's Just Like a Woman. This is Do I Still Figure in Your Life? Dylan's I Shall Be Released, or the band's as it was at the time. This is a really, really excellent album. Very well recorded with some fabulous musicians. I'm not going to go into it now, and I didn't check before I picked this up, but I'm reasonably confident that Jimmy Page and Steve Winwood appeared on this album. He had the very best backing, and it's beautifully recorded, and it's ignored. Nobody seems to even notice it, and I think that's a great pity. It's crying out for an audiophile edition. Joe Cocker, who remembers Joe Cocker? Well, they should do. He had dozens, I believe in America even more than over here, he had dozens of really good singles and high priority FM tracks. But his first album was something special. So please, Joe Cocker. Right, after Joe Cocker, 3 albums. Let's just go through them quickly. That's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. Now, it appears that most people, they move in on Legion Leaf, the album that followed these 3. It's the cornerstone of folk rock. It's their there, Sgt. Pepper, allegedly. I would maintain that at least 2 of these albums are better than Legion Leaf. What We Did on Our Holidays is an absolutely fantastic album. We're talking Fairport Convention here, just in case you can't read it. This is a truly magnificent album with with 2 stands, no, 1 standard on it, neat on the ledge. I'm getting it mixed up with a second standard because the second standard came from this album, Sandy Denny's Who Knows Where the Time Goes. Now, both of these albums were brilliantly recorded by Joe Boyd. Both of them feature Sandy Denny and Richard Thompson and other great musicians. Beautifully recorded, fabulous albums, at the time big sellers, but going under the radar. They seem to be now pretty much dismissed, and I don't get that. So come on, Chaz, come on, Speaker's Corner, come on, Absolute Sounds, get your act together and recognise that there were some great albums that came out from the UK in the late 60s, early 70s, and not all of them were American rock bands. I'm going to finish up. Finish up? Yes, I think that's probably the right way of putting it, but not so quickly. Terry Reid. Terry Reid was a great talent. He's pretty much well known for being the man who was asked to join Led Zeppelin and turned them down, recommended Robert Plant. I'm not going to go into that story because it's well known. His view, and I think it's an absolutely... Robert Plant wrote a lot of the lyrics for Jimmy Page for Led Zeppelin. Terry Reid would have written differently. They would have been a different band. They wouldn't have been the Led Zeppelin that we know and love. So it's probably not wrong that he ducked out, but he missed out a lot. I'm fortunate to have this River. This is his Sgt. Pepper. This is a truly astonishing album. An original copy, I understand it's worth a few bob now because it didn't sell at the time, but I think you can stream it. You can get hold of it, yeah, on K-Buzz, probably on Tidal. It's really good. And so is this. Terry Reid, The Driver. Not quite his last album. There's a live album, at least one after this, but it's an extraordinary album. I don't want to go on. I'm belabouring the point, and the point is clear. There's some great music out there that was made by some wonderful musicians that at the time were getting the credit that they deserved. They're not getting it now, and I think that's a great shame. So please, listen to Fairport Convention, listen to Terry Reid, listen to Joe Cocker's first album in particular. Put your notes down below. I'd be lovely to hear from you. But if you've got any influence at all, can we please tell our American masters, because that's what they appear to be at the moment, that there is more to life than, in our view, second-rate American rock bands. When you get them, play them loud. Thanks. Till next time.